Once there was a giraffe, and the giraffe, it lived in Africa, and it lived with other giraffes, and they usually were hanging out by a little lake. And so one day the giraffe decided to go for a walk, and so it walked away from the other giraffes. Close by there was a small forest. Close to the lake there was a forest. So the giraffe decided to go for a walk in the forest. And the giraffe went towards the forest. And then there came the first trees. And so the giraffe entered the forest. And it strolled around through the sand between the trees. And then it saw some nice fruits on one of the trees, and the giraffe walked to the fruits and ate the fruits, and they were really, really tasty. And so the giraffe wandered around, and suddenly it was like hot, because it was in Africa. So the giraffe was like thirsty, and it wandered, and then it saw a little spring under a shady tree, a shady palm tree. And so the giraffe bent down and drank the water. And the water was so refreshing, and the giraffe was so refreshed. After eating the fruits and drinking this refreshing spring water, the giraffe was really refreshed. So it went on, and it went on between the trees, and looked around, and there were some birds in the trees, and the giraffe went on, and then suddenly, right between some trees, there was a piece of garbage. Just a small blue aluminum foil. And the giraffe looked at the aluminum foil, and it bent down and picked up the aluminum foil, just to see that it was square and red on the other side. So the giraffe was annoyed that people throw away their garbage into the beautiful landscape between the nice shady trees. And then the giraffe went and dropped the aluminum foil into the sand and stomped it with its foot. And the giraffe stomped on the aluminum foil, and the aluminum foil began to bend. And the giraffe stomped further on the aluminum foil, and artfully the aluminum foil began to roll, so that bit by bit the giraffe produced an oblong shape, like a long stretched pearl of the aluminum foil. And since the aluminum foil was blue and red in color, the giraffe had a shiny, bluish, reddish shining pearl from rolling up the aluminum foil. And the giraffe laid down beside the aluminum foil pearl that it produced, and with her chest laid down with her chest right on the aluminum foil pearl. And since it was aluminum, the pearl crumbled a bit and got stuck in the fur of the giraffe. And then the giraffe stood up and looked down, and now had a shiny aluminum foil pearl on its chest. And the giraffe really liked that, and it felt like super special. And then it went back to the other giraffes and proudly presented its shiny aluminum pearl that it made from the garbage that it found. And the other giraffes looked at that, and they were super excited. The giraffes were super excited as they saw the beautiful shiny thing adorning the giraffe. And so they all went to search for aluminum foils and papers and whatever they could find that was kind of shiny, and they all started rolling like pearls and other forms of all the garbage aluminum foils and stuff they could find, and they all put them on their fur. And so a bit later, all the giraffes had shiny pearls on them, and then they looked at each other, and they were so excited, and they made like a fashion show, walking up and down in front of each other and showing off their beautiful pearls, and they felt so special, and they were so excited. And then the giraffe also found more aluminum and made another pearl, and got down and made it stuck to its head, so it had a beautiful pearl on the front of his head, and it really liked that, and it felt beautiful, and walked around in front of the other giraffes, and they were all happy and felt really special and felt so nice. And yeah, that was that story of the giraffes using the aluminum to make pearls for themselves. And up to this day, it is a tradition of just these giraffes to have artistic aluminum pearls that they stuck into their fur, which they really like, and that has become a tradition for the giraffes. And that was the story of those giraffes and the pearls that they made.